Thank you.
18 minutes.
Let me do the best I can within that time limit, then we'll take further direction. Okwon Job Oguya, that's your name, correct?
Yes.
Do you know a person called Weldon Kipyegon Langat? You know, either you do or you don't.
I believe I know.
Knowledge of somebody is not belief.
Yes.
Either you know somebody or do you know somebody called Weldon Kipyegon Langat?
Yes.
How well do you know him?
Not so well. We just met. We met yesterday.
Mr. Oguya, we'll need to start on an honest note. How well do you know Weldon Kipyegon Langat?
Not very well.
Just put your mouth on the microphone and address the speaker directly. How well do you know Weldon Kipyegon Langat?
Not very well.
For how long have you known him?
Just this week.
You knew him just this week?
Yes.
When he was contracting you to sign this report?
Okay. For purposes of...
No, you knew him when he was contracting you to sign this report. True or not true?
I physically...
Witness, can you please answer the question?
I physically knew him when this week. But
I'm saying you knew him when he was contracting you to sign this report. That is a very critical question because you are dealing with a professional. You knew him when he was contracting you to sign this report. True or not true?
True.
Truth is, Weldon Kipyegon report, Langat prepared this report and got you to sign it. True or not true?
Not true.
I'm saying the truth is, Weldon Kipyegon Langat prepared this report and procured you to put your signature on it. Please reflect on that question and answer.
No.
What interaction did you have with Weldon Kipyegon Langat this week?
There was no solid interaction with him.
Give us the liquid or gaseous one.
I believe it was just on the system check.
What about the system check? Because that's the critical question keeping these senators here today. What about it?
That was, you know, as a team of IT experts, it's just to like hit the wall and find out somebody's observance of the system.
You observed this system with him?
No, we observed.
So what interaction did you have with the Weldon Kipyegon Langat? That is my simple and straightforward question.
As I've said, the interaction was just on maybe name basis.
It can't be maybe. You knew Weldon Langat this week. You had a specific interaction with him. What interaction did you have with him?
And as I've said, it was more of just observation of the system, but no more details, in-depth details.
Tell us what exactly that entailed, that more of observation. What particulars, what did you do with him regarding the system?
For us on our side, we just shared what we had observed, but we did not get information from him.
I've told you earlier, Weldon Kipyegon Langat, the one who contracted to sign this report, you have denied.
The report was made by us.
I've said he's the one who contracted to sign this report, you have denied. What interaction did you have with Weldon Kipyegon Langat? And remember always, I only ask questions whose answers I know. So proceed. What interaction did you have with Weldon Kipyegon Langat?
And that's why I've said we didn't have, that is the only thing that we interacted.
I don't even know what it is. So now state it. What is it? You know, I want to understand what it is.
That is observation of the system. Just observation of...
Okay, tell us what observation of the system entails, the particulars of observation of the system.
That is, if it's secure.
You interacted with Weldon Kipyegon Langat regarding if the system is secure?
Yeah.
What were his observations?
On his side, I don't believe...
What were his observations on that issue?
I can't recall I can't recall his answer.
Sorry, Mr. Job Oguya, you are an adult. Yes?
Yes.
Let's admit what we can, deny what we can, but within parameters of truth. You interacted with Albert Weldon Kipyegon Langat this week. The first aspect of interaction was observation if this system is secure. Is that what you told the senators? Is that what you've told the senators?
Yes, that's after our report.
What were his observations regarding the security of the system?
I can't recall. I can't recall what.
You discussed with Weldon Kipyegon Langat regarding this system that keeps the senators here, and you can't remember anything about his observations. Yes?
Yes, because we did.
No, not because. You interacted with Weldon Kipyegon Langat this week regarding this system that is at the center of this motion, and you can't remember anything he said about it. Is that your statement?
Yes.
The only business that brought you and Weldon Kipyegon Langat this week was this system. Did you have any other business?
No.
This is the only agenda that brought you together with Weldon, this system. Correct?
Correct.
And you have forgotten everything that Weldon Kipyegon Langat told you regarding this singular agenda, isn't it?
Maybe you can get together because of a certain...
I'm not seeking hypothesis, I'm seeking facts. You interacted with Weldon Kipyegon Langat for a single agenda, being this system, this week, and you have forgotten everything he told you about that agenda. True or not true?
That is true.
The truth being you have forgotten everything.
Not that I've forgotten anything.
The truth being?
The truth being that we just observed and we did not go.
That's a different question.
Yes.
I am saying, I've asked you, what were the observations of Weldon Kipyegon Langat regarding the security of this system? You have said...
What's your point of order, Senator Dancer?
I think we have observed that the question has been repeated several times. Mr. Speaker, that is called badgering a witness. A witness can say, I know, or I don't know, or I don't remember, and you move to the next question. Mr. Speaker, we are not going to spend the afternoon here listening to the same question repeated several times. We must make progress. We must make progress. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mugatana, let's allow the witness to answer the question and we proceed. So Senator Mugatana, you overruled that let the witness proceed to answer the question. Question, witness. Don't interrupt, honorable senators. Let's proceed on. We save time. Proceed, witness.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Counsel, please advance your conversation or interrogation with the witness.
My apologies, Madam Speaker, if I appear to have badgered the witness. It's not in my nature to do that, but let me point out, Job Oguya, I have sought to know what aspects of this system you discussed with Weldon Kipyegon Langat. You have told me you discussed the security of this system. Is that the correct position?
Yes.
I have sought to know what the views, the observations of Weldon Kipyegon Langat were regarding the security of this system this week.
Maybe ask again. I've not got your question.
Counsel, please advance your questions. There are certain answers given by this witness.
Thank you.
Advance your question.
Thank you.
I know
let me now move
witness.
to the clincher. You know that Weldon Kipyegon Langat is the ICT advisor at the governor's office in Kericho County. Do you know that?
No, I don't know.
When you met Weldon Kipyegon Langat, he told you where does he work? What does he do for a living?
We did not exchange those pleasantries.
So you are interacting with him regarding this system as who? What was his capacity as you interacted with him?
This system, we are interacting with various people within the team.
No, just answer my question. Yeah. Regarding Weldon Kipyegon Langat, you interacted with him in his capacity as who?
Frankly, we don't know his capacity.
You met a stranger whose capacity you don't know and began discussing with him this system. Is that the correct position?
Yes, but he wasn't.
Thank you. Let me make progress. Yes. Let's now go to the substance of your report. Your report is at volume 5 of the governor's document from page 29 to page 37. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
But then let me pause back a little, Madam Speaker. Not together. Let me put some question first. Who contracted you as a professional to do this report? Who was your client in preparing this report?
This was we were brought in by the lawyers.
Who was your client? You know, a client is somebody who is known. Lawyer is a generic word. Who was your client? Who is paying your fees? Who is your client?
It's the governor's team, which includes the lawyers and the consultants.
Did you talk to a particular person to do this work, a particular human being by name? Did a particular person contract you? Or was the letter signed by a particular person?
Please repeat. Yeah.
Counsel, you know that question is answered. He's given you the team that contracted him. Please move on to next question. Advance.
Madam Speaker, my apologies. The question of the lawyers has been answered. I now want to know which lawyer by name. It's a different question.
Proceed.
Thank you. Give us the name of the lawyer who contracted you.
This was, I believe we were, you know, it's, it was, I believe it was Peter.
Give us the full name of the lawyer, kindly. I don't know a lawyer by generic name Peter. What's the full name of the lawyer?
Peter Wanyama.
Peter Wanyama is the one who contracted you.
Who contacted us, yes.
Let me go to that report now in the interest of time. In your presentation before the Senate, you have made comments on the IP addresses from pages 29 to page 33 of volume 4A. Do you remember making those observations?
Yes.
Mr. Carter, a witness may need his bundle. My apologies. Volume 4A. Yes. You have made observations on the IP addresses at pages 29 to 33. You remember that?
Yes, yes.
Let's go to your report. Which part of your report addresses those IP addresses? Give us a page number in your volume 5.
Counsels, can you assist your witness to open the pages so that we save on time?
Volume 4A, I asked now the part of his report. His report runs from, in volume 4A, no, volume 5, my apologies, from page 29 all the way to page 39. I want him to point us to the part of that report that addresses the issue of these IP addresses.
Okay. Things,
Madam Speaker, I just wish to make an observation. The witness is taking so much time to answer my question. My time is running out.
it's not captured.
These things you have been telling us here about these IP addresses are nowhere in your report.
Then they're not captured directly on the report.
Now, I want to know whether they are indirectly captured. Where? Which part of the report indirectly captures them?
Witness, can you answer the question?
It's not there.
Sorry?
It's not captured.
Oh, it is not even indirectly captured. Let me move. You have also talked about mark.
Counsel, you have a balance of 2 minutes to finish your cross-examination. Proceed.
Thank you, Anna. Let me deal with the time as remaining. I'll deal with that issue when the time runs out, because you've seen how the witness behaves with me. You have also talked about the issue of MAC addresses in the course of your evidence in chief. You remember that?
Yes.
Which part of your report addresses the issue of MAC addresses? Give us a page number.
There's no report on that, on this report.
In summary, so that I close over that issue, you have testified on matters outside your report this afternoon. True or not true?
That is some of the matters. That is true.
Sorry, I didn't get the answer.
For some of the matters, that is true.
Thank you. Let me make progress. Allow me, and you know I'm really strained for time now, but allow me to do the best I can with that. Let us go to the recommendations at page 39. To the recommendations at page 39 of the report. What is your first bullet recommendation on security best practices?
Use HTTPS, TLS everywhere.
Use HTTPS, TLS everywhere. That's your recommendation.
Yes.
One of the resource material you used to make this report was the affidavit of Alfred, the ICT expert from the Assembly. True or not true?
Please repeat.
You told this Senate that one of the material you were given was the affidavit of Alfred, the ICT expert from the Assembly. You remember that?
Yes.
I want to show you, in the interest of time, my own copy of that affidavit. Madam Speaker, for the record, I'm showing the witness, the Assembly's volume 2 at page 84, in particular, paragraph 28. Please confirm that the address is HTTPS, then the other particulars follow.
Yes, I can confirm.
So you are recommending to them to do that which they are already doing at that bullet point?
Counsel, your time is up. I'll allow the witness to answer that question.
Let me just answer
proceed on.
that. This is a general recommendation. When I say security best practices, look at security best practices.
My question is different, that recommendation is already in place. That recommendation is already in place.
That recommendation is already in place, but that is security. That's a general security best practices, which you need to take in place.
Madam Speaker, may I now formally request for some additional time? I'll request for 20 more minutes because of the time that I've taken with this witness. We've not had a habit of wasting any time. We've been victims of just time itself and the witnesses.
Counsel, 20 minutes. We are constrained on time, so I'll give you 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me see what I can do with 5 minutes. I want you to look at your recommendation at page 33 of volume 5. I'm looking at recommendation bullet point 3. Application firewall rules blocking SQLI XSS. Using that?
Yes.
What firewall is applicable to this system you reviewed?
For this, you usually have a...
No, not usually. The one you reviewed. You are examining the county assembly's system. What firewall is it using?
We did not find any firewall.
Are you saying the system was completely without firewalls?
We are not privy to that information.
I need to get the direct answer. Are you saying you did not find any firewalls because you never accessed it, or you accessed it and found it had no firewalls?
Please repeat, please.
Are you saying the system had completely no firewalls because you never accessed it, or you accessed it and found it had no firewalls?
We accessed it and found that it don't have a comprehensive firewall.
No, the word comprehensive firewalls and no firewalls in my lay language will be different. Is it the same thing?
No.
So I'm asking, what firewall did you find in the system?
I believe the basic firewall system, which very...
You know, you've given us here names of firewalls, SQLI, XXX, you know that? Which one did you find? Also has a name.
Sorry, maybe you misunderstood. These are firewall rules. This is not the type of firewall.
Yes, which firewall rules are applicable to this system? It has a name. Which firewall rules, in fact, apply to this system that is used at Kericho County Assembly? It has a name.
There are many firewall rules which should be implemented.
You are investigating a particular system, Mr. Witness. Which firewall rules did you find in this one?
For this one were basic rules that you couldn't access the backend. There's something called the backend.
There is a type of firewall called basic firewall rules. As its official name.
Yes.
Its name is basic firewall rules.
It's a basic firewall, not basic firewall rules. It's a basic.
Do you know of a firewall called fail to ban firewall rules?
I'm not aware of that firewall.
So let me ask, Mr. Job, are you in fact an ICT expert? As a matter of fact.
Yes.
Thank you. Did you breach this system yourself?
In terms, we did not breach because we do not have the, we are not given the authority to do the same, but we managed to find vulnerabilities in the system.
Did you penetrate this system yourself?
We did not penetrate fully.
When did you access this system, Mr. Oguya? When did you access the system itself?
We officially accessed it when we officially did the audit on 27th.
So that when we get an independent expert report, it will show the logs of your access to the system.
That's why I've said we did not access, we don't penetrate.
I thought you just told me you accessed this system on 27th. So you audited a system you didn't access.
Oh, okay. Allow me to rephrase that. We accessed the system with the credentials provided on that 27th, with the user credentials which we found on that 27th.
Which credentials do you use? Give us the particulars.
The particular credential was, maybe I can just get it. IP. For the IP address. This one. Let me just 1 minute.
Counsel, time is up. He's only going to give you the credentials they used.
Maybe I can read it out. 20. Should I read it out?
Just read it out.
Proceed.
2017 0083351, and the password was 24878
When you accessed, what were you able to do in the system?
Nothing much. We just observed, and we tried maybe to change the password or to set a password which did not have those options.
Sorry?
We tried to see if it can change a password or set your password.
And that inability shows a security system. Your inability to change a password shows a security system in place.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I'll leave the rest of the issues of credibility to your own observations. My time is spent. I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Re-exam.
Just a few questions, Madam Speaker. Mr. Oya, you say you asked a question and about Weldon Kipyegon Lagat. Do you know Weldon Kipyegon Lagat?
Yes.
And when did you meet him?
We met this week.
You met this week, eh?
Yes.
Where?
Here.
You met here?
Yes.
Okay. You met him in the presence of who? Who else did you meet?
The governor's team.
The governor's team,
which
okay.
Also.
When meeting him and the governor's team, did you find out where everyone from the governor's team worked? Their credentials, titles?
No.
Okay. Did Weldon Korir assist you to prepare this report?
No.
Who assisted you to prepare the report?
My colleague.
Maybe for the sake of the record, what's the name of the colleague?
Bruce Onyango.
Bruce Onyango.
Yes.
Okay. There is a fundamental question you asked about the logs, which are there in volume 4A. Volume 4A. the logs. You are asked whether you have mentioned these logs which appear at page 30. Is it, what page is that?
Page 20, page 29.
Or volume?
Of volume.
So you ask a specific question, whether you have you have mentioned these logs in your report. Look at paragraph 7 of your affidavit. Can you read paragraph 7 of your affidavit to the Senate, please?
I was requested to analyze the extracts of the system audit logs which are contained in volume 4A of the county assembly documents.
Are those the logs that you said you analyzed, the logs in volume 4A?
Yes.
Okay. Look at page 35 of your report. Can you read paragraph 261, the first bullet?
Data privacy and protection frameworks require strict separation of voter identity from ballot choice. From the logs provided, we can know who voted.
Okay. Have you mentioned the word logs? Are these the logs that you say you referred to?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in preparing your entire report, again, you've been asked this question, in preparing your entire report, what was the primary document that you used to make all these conclusions that are contained in your report? What was the primary document?
The primary document was the system architecture.
The system architecture?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, for the avoidance of doubt, when you logged in using those credentials that you said, did you see the logs in the system as an expert?
No.
Why?
Because the user did not have those rights, you see.
Okay, the user right cannot access the logs. Eh?
Yes.
So you relied on the logs which were already supplied to you?
Yes.
Okay. There is this issue of the MAC addresses. Again, you asked a question whether you have mentioned in your report the MAC addresses. To your own knowledge, do you know what MAC addresses are? If you ask me as a lawyer, what is a constitution, I'll simply pick it out and show it to you. And then there'll be no doubt about it. So to your own knowledge as an IT expert, do you know what MAC addresses are?
Yes.
So from the documentation that you analyzed, the logs that are in front of you, do you see any item that looks like a MAC address of a computer or a phone or a laptop?
No.
Was that the basis of your conclusion about MAC references to MAC addresses?
Yes.
Who contracted you? You asked a question that someone contracted you.
Yes, as I mentioned, it was the governance team led by
How many lawyers were in the governance team that you were working with? Did I just count how many lawyers?
I believe the ones I know around 7, 8.
Around 7,
8, yeah.
Okay, okay. Have they paid your fees? Madam Speaker, that is the last question.
Are you sure you want to discuss the fees in the course of those questions? I think we can now proceed on with the senators who want to interrogate this witness, and want to start with Senator Samson Chiralike. Please ask direct question. Don't take more than 1 minute so that we can finalize with this witness.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. I've seen in your affidavit, did you check the system itself, or you did only analysis of the logs? And number two, Madam Speaker, In your assessment, were you able to visit Kericho County Assembly? And finally, I have seen in your report, you have not indicated whether the system was compromised or not. Can you clarify on your recommendations and conclusion? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Pesato Mujenda, we'll take a few questions and then you respond to them together.
Mr. Witness, you have referred to the system created, and I want to clarify. Number one, was the system tamper-proof? Number two, could a third party, is it possible to know whether a third party voted for a member from the analysis of the system?
Senator Danson Mungatana.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May the witness tell us, from what I have listened to, Madam Speaker, the witness only pointed out to the absence of multi-factor authentication, lack of Cloudflare, exposure of passwords, use of the C-O-K-E instead of a G-O-K-E, the general risks. But he has not told us whether there was a specific breach, a specific, if I tell you to do a risk assessment of my office or my house, you should be able to tell me that on this particular day, this person, or it was seen from the system that this person did this. So I want the witness to tell us, did he observe whether actually somebody voted for another person? That's what we are looking for, because the report is so general. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Wakoli, and then you respond to those questions, and we'll move to the next segment.
Speaker, I dropped.
Senator Wakoli has dropped to Senator Okenyuri Esi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would wish to know from the IT expert on whether he has capacity so that we can have georeferencing, so that we see if each individual who was voting virtually matches with the places where they were in, so that we do not have a case of a voter who voted virtually but in Bomet. Secondly, how do you prove that the 4 votes that were emanating from the same IP address are not from different devices or same devices? And finally, are you able to check on the authenticity of the static IP address? Thank you.
Can you proceed, witness, to respond to those queries?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll respond to the questions raised. I'll start with the last. This is the check of authenticity of the public IP address. What usually happens, the authenticity of a public IP address is owned by the ISP provider. So the authenticity of the public IP address is correct. You can get the authenticity of the public IP address from the logs, because you cannot have your own public IP address. It has to be registered via the internet provider. Then the other question you had raised is if the same IP address which voted for 4, the same IP address which was used for 4 votes, that is able, because if you are in the same network, we say you connect to the Parliament wireless, all of you will have the same IP address. So that is correct. 4 votes can have the same IP address. The risks that were raised, that somebody can vote for another. Definitely, this one was captured in the report, because as I shared, the passwords, the username and passwords were shared in IT terms. We call it clear text. They weren't encrypted when they were shared to the users, and everyone knew that to access this system, either you need your IDPP number and the username and the ID number to access it. So everyone had the protocol that is needed to access. So anyone could access somebody else's account. Because I know, if for me I know my ID number is this, definitely my fellow MCA ID number, definitely I'm privy to this. I can get his information from maybe a database which is provided somewhere. So we saw that as a major risk, which we highlighted it on the report. For that, we because of the lack of the MAC address which we have been talking about, we cannot know which individual device or who accessed it. I think that would answer also the question on the whether a third party voted for the system, which is very much possible, because this system is not hosted at the Kericho County ICT departments. It's hosted outside, as per the report. It's hosted in Germany. So anyone with a link and anyone with the credentials of an MCA would be able to access it. That one also answers the question on if the system was if the system was standard-proof in terms of it was compromised because of the sharing of the same usernames and passwords, or a certain criteria is being used, which everyone knows. For Senator Cherga, I did not visit the county assembly because in this digital world, everything is online, the networks have been connected, and the system, we did not see the need of going there because the system is not hosted in their premises. Yes, I believe.
Senator Olekina Ledama.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I have a few questions for this IT expert. First of all, let me congratulate you for really selling yourself in 30 pages of giving your credential in the key audit in your report. I was trying to find exactly what it is that you're auditing, but I couldn't find. But I'll go specifically to my questions. And my questions are as follows. 1, are you a certified white hacker or ethical hacker? It's a white hacker is the same as ethical hacker. That's question number 1. Number 2, the counsel for the governor asked you a question, which was also asked by the county assembly attorney, whether of what is a MAC address. So I wish you could be able to explain to us what is a MAC address clearly. And then the next question that I want to hear from you giving us a clear answer is, since the title of your report, and I'll go to page 30, is it 30 or maybe 29? It says Cyber Security Audit Kericho County Assembly Voting System, cyber security. So what I would like to know from you is which cryptographic keys did you use to be able to audit the system? Because I've gone through what you presented here, and these are basic things that anyone can get who understands internet, who is, in terms of who owns the domain. But really, I think if you are to audit, you're either a certified ethical hacker or who can be able to use cryptographic keys to be able to give us. But I have not seen any of those. These are quite basic things. And then finally is, my question, my time is over.
Senator Okech Eddy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Expert, on page 32 of your affidavit, you have indicated here your primary objectives of this audit exercise. And I'm drawn to the biggest one here, which is to ensure the integrity and confidentiality of voter data. And because this Senate might not have as many experts as you are, what I was expecting from you is a proper audit trail. A proper audit trail of what is the event log of what actually happened. I'm looking at your entire affidavit here. I don't have any single element of event logs of really what happened. I want you to tell me in simple terms, because whatever you have here is a prescription of any system that you can do on a secondary level. You can do this work on a secondary level. I can look at a system and say this system has got, lacks these features, or this system does not have these security features. You can say that. But what we're looking for here is an element of accountability and transparency that can be able to show us that in the event log of what transpired in the voting time of 11 minutes, this is my audit trail. So my question to you is, where can we find your audit trail of this system that can show us event log of exactly what transpired? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Otsotsi, to close the number of questions, then we go for 3 on this side.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I just want to clarify a matter. When the expert was confronted with a question to distinguish between a MAC address and IP address, I think there was some confusion there, because a MAC address is supposed to be that unique identifier that identifies. Let me process my question. Let me process my question. That identifies a device on a network.
Can you avoid answering for the witness? You just pose the question or seek the clarification so that you give them the benefit of answering that question.
Oh, very well, very well. But let me go now to the point. An IP address, in my own understanding, my 25 years of practice, is that unique identification that identifies a device on the internet. For example, Madam Speaker, when you have your phone and you want to transact on the internet, that unique number that identifies you on the internet is the IP address. I want to pose a question based on the contents of County Assembly documents, volume 4A, on page 30. There's a particular IP address 41.239.237.2.129. It has been used, Madam Speaker, 9 times. And I want to believe maybe it's because we had that one particular computer that the MCAs were using to vote. That could be the explanation. But
Don't speculate. Can you pose the question to the witness?
Okay. Madam Speaker, you know, in this house we have a diversity of professions. And in this particular one, I have a responsibility to guide this house, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would like to know whether the ICT expert did an IP lookup. We have something called an IP lookup, where you can determine the physical location of a device on the internet. It will tell you the geographical location to the coordinates. Did you do that, Madam?
Very well. I think your question is posed. I will give the witness time to respond to those questions. Proceed, witness.
Oh,
Proceed. We
thank
are
you.
coming to 3 questions on the majority side.
Okay, I'll start with the last in. So you talked about the MAC address. Yes, the MAC address is a unique number which each device, whether a phone or laptop has. And you had mentioned something called the IP address. This one, subject matter 41.139.237.129. We did a search on it, and we found it's registered under Safaricom Limited. Yes, and as you said, this IP address can be used by multiple devices. As I mentioned earlier, if all of us connect to the same Wi-Fi here at Parliament, all of us will have the same IP address going out. So all the devices within this, within the House will have, within the Senate will have the same IP addresses. I think that one can answer that. Then
Speak into the microphone so that your voice does not fade away.
Okay, sorry. Then the issue on the logs, which are not captured, the audit trail and the transparency. Our mandate for this exercise was to test the high level security of the system. As I mentioned, we did not enter the administrator account, and we did not have access to it. So those audit trails and the audit trails which were to be provided, we did not have access to it. For the method or the methodology that we used to audit the system, we relied on the basics. As you have mentioned, the report is basic. You know, if something is basic and you understand, it means the person did a very good work. Because if you used technical terminologies, most of you would have said this thing is very hard to understand. And that's why we made it. The best teachers are the ones who simplify things. And that is the reason why you find it very basic. About being a certified white hacker, no, I don't possess that certification, but I possess the experience.
Are you done with the responses?
Yes.
He has answered. He did not respond to your question, Senator Osotsi.
My question was whether the expert did an IP lookup on those IP addresses.
Answer that question.
Because the IP lookup will give you the physical location of the device.
Witness, that's a crucial question. Can you answer that question?
Yes, I had answered it. I believe maybe you are communicating with your fellow senators. The IP mentioned, the 41.139.237.129, is registered under Safaricom Limited.
Where was the physical location? That's what the senator asked you. Where was the physical location of that device?
Maybe I can just give the physical location just now, because this is publicly available information. Yes, but it's registered under Safaricom Limited.
We will proceed on to the next set of questions. Senator Kisang and Senator Joyce, in that order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I had wanted to find out from the witness if he was an ethical hacker, and he has said he's not, but because he has the knowledge and you are contracted to check the security of this particular system, you said you tried to penetrate, but you are unable to do. So are you telling this House that the system is very secure? Secondly, Madam Speaker, is what my colleague has said. You know, when you are given a job, even if you do a basic report in basic English, there are things that you are supposed to have delivered. Where the terms of reference, because this is what would have assisted Senate to make a decision. But the witness has not helped us, because he would have listed at least a few of those IP addresses, especially the one that was used by 9 members, to say this particular IP address was the laptop that was in the county assembly. But he has not done it, because some of us, we have basically checked here, a few of them, they are far away from Kericho. So we expect them to highlight so that at least it will aid us in making a decision.
Senator Joyce?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. Mine is just to ask the expert to tell this House if the SMS sent to the MCAs could be transferred to any other person to forward on their behalf. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Boni Halwale.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mr. Kwon, you know why you came here? It's because we want an expert like you to differentiate between the governor's side and the county assembly side who is telling us the truth. The county assembly is telling us 33 people voted on that system you have audited. And the governor is telling us, no, they could not have been 33 because 18 of them were supporting us. So can you now tell us, during your audit, how many MCAs voted? Once you answer that, how many voted?
Can you respond to those questions, witness?
Okay, maybe I'll start with the first one in this time. We did not, our mandate and legal mandate wasn't to penetrate the system. Our mandate was to check for vulnerabilities on the public-facing side, things which the public-facing meaning anyone can access. So we did not penetrate. If we would penetrate, this would be a different case altogether, because that would be intrusion, and it would be legally, would be now, would be maybe, it would be a legal issue at the moment. So we did not penetrate. We only penetrate if we are given authority. Then the issue on the SMS, if it can be transferred to somebody else. As I mentioned earlier, the username and the password are a specific criteria. It's your ID and something else. So definitely, if somebody knows your ID and IDP number, they'll be able to access the system, even not necessarily the SMS. But the SMS also can be sent to another number, forwarded. For the audit trail in terms of how many MCAs voted, as I've mentioned, our mandate was to check on the public-facing side, the security, and in terms of this, how many MCAs had voted, we could see from the system, from the printouts on the extracts, we could see that the MCAs who voted were 33, and the others who did not vote, the numbers were nil. But this doesn't constitute that it was in fact a certain MCA who voted, because as I've mentioned, these username and passwords are known by everyone. Each and every MCA might have known, or they know. Even the IT person, because he's the person who created, might have known. So we can't ascertain that these MCAs voted who voted as per the system without the MAC address, which is a big contention.
Thank you. Senator Wambua Enoch, followed by Senator Beatrice Akinyi Ogola.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, you know, the expert was supposed to help us deal with the problem with the system. I am not sure he is really helping us. Because the thing that Senator Ososi is saying, and this is what I want to repeat, the lookup is a very simple thing to do. It's essentially a search. And you have IP addresses listed there. The easiest thing for him to do, and Madam Speaker, if you allow, we can also do it here now, is to just log in and find out when that device was used, where it was used, the exact location. It would have been so easy for us to make that determination.
The rest of the things that the expert is telling us, Madam Speaker, may be things that we will struggle to make a decision based on the information that is giving us. Why is it so difficult to link every vote to a gadget? Just link every vote to a gadget. This vote came from this gadget. This gadget was in Nairobi. This other one was in Bungoma. I mean, it's as simple as that, Madam Speaker. I thank you.
Thank you. Senator Beatrice, you've taken out your name. Senator Okoit or Mutata.
Madam Speaker, sitting where I'm sitting, I'm unable to answer the question. There's a case before us. And the case before us is a contention on whether the threshold for voting was met. And Assembly produced logs showing that 33 people voted. For me, what I expected from the expert was not to discuss the securities or whatever of the system that was set up. It is not the credibility of the system that is before me. Before me is the question, was the threshold met in the Assembly? How many people voted? And so I'm not seeing that question being answered. I'm not being helped to answer that question. Instead, we have entered into a very academic exercise of discussing things my friend Adama calls crypto whatever, cryptocurrencies or something. So I really request that we be helped to answer the question, how many people voted? And I wanted an audit of the 33 logs to tell us that either they are valid or they are invalid. I've sat here from morning, that question is not being answered.
Thank you, Senator Okoit. We'll give the witness a chance to respond to those questions. And we will have, and to be very brief, and we'll have the final round of questions before we close with this witness. Proceed and take the shortest time possible. Let's proceed to answer to those queries.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll start with the mention of the persons who voted. The system itself doesn't keep record of something called a MAC address, which we have been discussing. So without this, we won't be able to know which device voted. Because, as I've said, the username and password are already shared. They were predetermined. Everyone knew. You will know somebody's ID and somebody's password. So anyone can use your ID beforehand to vote yes. That's what I'm saying. So doing an audit or an audit trail of that without the MAC address, we wouldn't know which device voted. In line, the IP address which has been mentioned, the IP address doesn't give the exact device because many devices share the same IP address, as have been mentioning. If you are in one place and you're using the same network, the IP address will be the same. So this IP address, even if you can look at the IP which I mentioned, the 41.139.237, it is in multiple. There are 8 instances it voted. It means these people were in the same place or they were using the same network. Yeah, but you wouldn't know if it was actually him who voted with his device. That is the biggest downfall of the system. It needed to have audit trails in terms of MAC addresses and know, is it you or is it your device that entered? All this would have been bashed out if simple mechanisms or basic things that we had recommended or have been recommended, like two-factor authentication, which when you log in sends that notification to your phone again for you to confirm. We wouldn't be having this case now, which is being mentioned.
Senator Alan Chesang, followed by Senator Tabitha Keroche and Senator Mariam. That's the last round of this question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think my first question was asked by my colleague, Senator Kisang, whereby the IT expert, my question was to ask the IT expert if he thinks this system was secure or not. And if so, maybe he should tell us if was he able to detect whether any unauthorized person who may have accessed the device, maybe to vote, apart from the MCS who were there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Tabitha.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to ask the witness, the ICT expert, because I know the Kenyans are following this, and they are very key to ensure that there is transparency in whatever we are doing. There is a narrative, maybe the lack of better word, narrative that has been driven by my friend, Counsel, Ongoya. Because I remember there is the speaker said that we needed independent ICT experts from ICT Kenya, and the governor to bring his own expert to ask these questions. But the narrative is as if you drafted this document and your own document. So I think we need to know whether you drafted the two documents, because people will be asking the objective. The objective is this report. How objective is this report? I think that's how people will be asking. I'm not an IT expert, but I'm just looking at that and asking if you drafted this report and yours, and then you are the governor's IT expert. I think that many questions you're being asked. Do you know well done? It's called well done. Many questions about well done, well done. So I think that's what the Kenyans now are asking, I think, and me being one.
I think the question is stated, Senator Tabitha. Senator Mariam.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to Mr. Expert on the issue of the audit report you have given out. It is very narrow. It is not detailed as such. But my question is, and we have heard from MCS, so many MCS that they are undermining the systems. As an expert, and you did an audit of the system, do you recommend that system to be used in anywhere, or in even the county executives and county assembly? Thank you.
Senator Crystal Asige, I will let you ask the question as the final senator who is asking this witness.
Thank you very much, Speaker. You know, Speaker, we've spent over an hour listening to a painfully long examiner-in-chief, Cross and Aree, only to find out at the end by the witness that really he cannot prove nor disprove the question that is being put to this House. And so it feels like we shouldn't really lay our frustrations onto the witness, but perhaps we should ask the counsel and his team, why did you then bring this witness? Why did you put him through all that work if you cannot prove nor disprove your case? In any case, my question is to the witness, can you at least, if you can do nothing else to help us, can you at least tell us the IP addresses? Where are the locations of these IP addresses? You've told us who it belongs to, Safaricom, which belong to 9 of those in your report, but where exactly, what is the location in the country which they are attached to, along with all the rest which are not the Safaricom one? Locations. Thank you.
So witness, you'll answer that, and then counsel who procured you will answer the final question from Senator Crystal. And then we'll call it a day on this witness.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. Yes, let me deal with the frustration first in terms of the IP addresses, if we can locate them. As I've said, we are able to locate these IP addresses, and I've mentioned the IP address and know who was given this IP address by Safaricom. That can be done. For some of the IP addresses on this list, maybe for the IT experts or the people with IT experience, there's something called the IP version 4 addresses. And the IP version 4 addresses have been used, they have been overused, and they are no longer available. So there's something that ISP providers use, which is called a shared IP space. Because we have exhausted all IP version 4 addresses up to now. That's why you can see on page 30, there's an IP address starting with 105.161. That 105.161 can be used by multiple ISPs in terms of Safaricom, in terms of Liquid Telecom, in terms of Wananchi, because we have exhausted all these IP4 addresses. So traceability also of these addresses is not as simple for these ones which are starting with 105, because they are in a shared IP address range. But the ones which are starting with 41, those ones we know, as you have checked, they are in Kericho County from the ping which I've just done now. Yes.
Let him finish his responses.
Then about the recommendation of the system, at the current, the way it is built currently, and the mechanisms or the protocols or the framework it has, I wouldn't recommend the system to be used by anyone until the upgrades or updates are aligned to best security prices, best security practices. I wouldn't recommend at the moment to be used, because if the system, I wouldn't be here. If it was good, I wouldn't be here. Then unauthorized person accessing the system, that is true. We can't, to be frank, the system doesn't allow you to know if it's an unauthorized person, because, as I said, the credentials were already shared and everyone knew the credentials. So me, I can access that system wherever, even I can be in Kericho and access, but we wouldn't know if somebody used my credentials to access my portal, because there's no security protocols in terms of to MFA, which would send a notification to your message so that you approve the access. Then also the unauthorized personnel to access the system is very, 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 very key, because I believe from the report which was printed, it's in black and white. There is on page, maybe I can just take you on page, just 1 minute. On page 34, there is figure 1.2, written or exposed password. This is more of the technical requirement which we did on security, apart from the basic recommendations. This one, if maybe it was printed in colored, you would have seen that the passwords are exposed. Once somebody logs in, somebody who's using your computer can come back and see your passwords. So that is also a technical and cybersecurity risk for that. For the drafted, I'm just trying to answer the question if the system was secure. I don't believe the system was secure. Even from this expose, on figure 1.2, which mentions the exposed passwords. And that is already a very major flaw on that system.
Thank you. Senator Sotsi, you have an issue of intervention. What is that?
Madam Speaker, I said earlier on that the benefit that we have in this house is that we have diverse profession in this house. I happen to be one of those profession in the ICT industry, and I cannot sit here listening to information that is misleading. I do not want to contradict him any further, but I would request this house take 1 or 2 minutes to do a simple task that is called an IP lookup, just to determine what is the physical location of this IP address 41 dot something that was used 9 times.
Let me guide
Madam
you.
Speaker, that will really help this
Can I
house.
guide you, Senator Osotsi? Ask the witness to do that because he's the only one who can respond to that question. Give a specific IP address. Let him look up and give you an answer himself. Because the House is not giving evidence, it's the witness.
Speaker, I had asked this question
Give him a specific one.
I had asked this question earlier, that IP address.
I'm guiding you so that you get what you are looking for, because you cannot give evidence from the Senate.
Yes.
You have an intervention. Let's
I'm
finish
already
with
on
Senator
intervention,
Sotsi.
Madam Speaker.
Let's finish with
The
Senator
IP
Sotsi.
address 41.139.
Witness, can you take it up and look
Yes.
it up and give an answer right away to the House on where that
Okay.
IP address leads you?
41.139.237.129. We can do a 1 minute lookup, and I can guide this house further on that, how that can be done. So, I'm already on intervention.
Allow Senator Osotsi to finalize with his intervention.
So I would
Let's
like
have
the
some
IT.
order.
I like the
Senator
IT.
Eddie, wait.
I like the IT people to.
He's on a point of intervention. Senator Joyce, you wait. Just
I would like the
wait
IT
until he
people-
finalizes that exercise.
I would like the IT people to give us a screen, maybe to go to the internet, and then I will demonstrate that.
You can, the
I'm
witness.
on a point of order.
Senator Osotsi,
Why?
can you follow the guidance of the chair? I have guided you correctly. Give that IP address to the witness who can give evidence before this House. You cannot give the evidence yourself. We want to hear what his response is. You can always cross-check before you vote, so that it guides your vote.
Very well, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I was saying that because the expert will need the assistance of the IT room. They have to display that on the screen.
No, let the witness, we are able to counter-check when we recess to, before the vote. Witness, can you respond to where that IP address takes you?
The IP address in question is the 41.139.237. This one is registered under Safaricom Limited, and its description is for convergence services, cost limited. And but the person, the owner is Safaricom Limited and Safaricom House. The person in question is John Muita.
The location? That's what he asked you.
From the public available information, from the public available information, there is no location for that. It mentions Kenya, Nairobi as the domain admin.
Eddie?
Madam Speaker, with a lot of respect, Madam Speaker, I think we are sitting here as a quasi jury. We cannot now take even though we have many ICT experts here, some of us know ICT. But I think that what we're attempting to do, I wanted to urge you, Madam Speaker, perhaps you can guide that a senator can do that in their submission, because they will have a submission time when they'll be making sense of this here. But as a matter of procedure, you ruled yesterday on that chair that we are going to have an ICT expert who would then give us another report. So even if the ICT expert who is here cannot give us enough report, that's fine. Let's wait for the other ICT expert to give us. But if a jury wants to give us a direction of ICT, let them do that during the submission. Because we are going to rule on this and rule on substantive issues.
Senator Eddy, that is why I guided Senator Osotsi that evidence could not be adduced from the chamber, can only be adduced by the witness, and beyond that, maybe the experts. Senator Ledama.
Madam Speaker, we've been sitting here for quite a number of hours. I'm not sure whether the defense or the county assembly understand what the amount of time they have. Could you kindly stop all this intervention, allow the county assembly and the county government or the governor to finish their case? And then when the time comes for us to submit, either to support or not, or to oppose, we can then be able to try to argue our matter. I really
let me guide you, Senator Ledama. The chair is in charge. Right now, the time that is being used, it is the senators who are using their time. It is not the time for either the county assembly or the governor's time. So it's the senators who have raised the issues, and the requests are coming from your end, not from their end. Now, witness, you are stood down. We are done with the question time. So you may resume your seat, or you could exit, but you are discharged from the stand.
Thank you.
Moving on to the ICT expert who was requested by Senate to bring a report. So, clerk, you can make sure the expert is called in. Sergeant at Arms, can you get the ICT? Or the question directed to Counsel Katwa Kigen.
Sorry, Madam Speaker, maybe I would address the issue of the next witness, because I don't know whether the county governor